Hello, how are you? I'm good, thanks for asking. Now, today I want to talk about this subject of men are stronger than women. Now, it's something that gets banded about willy-nilly. Men are stronger than women, and it's like you can't really argue with it. But I feel like I don't actually agree with it because it's kind of like a blanket statement, and I don't think it's really earned because okay, if you look at men's sport and women's sport, obviously, like in strength sports, the world record for men is way higher than the world record for women. And so on paper, it seems like, oh, just this group, men, are stronger than this group, women. But I think the problem is it's individuals. And like me as an individual, I'm stronger than like probably 99% of the men on the planet just by virtue of me having lifted weights in my life. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people in general, just that never lift weights in their life and they don't care, they're not bothered, and it doesn't really affect them, it doesn't matter to them. And maybe the same applies to women. Like a lot of women just never lift weights in their lives. I feel like it's changing, as time goes on. I think recently more men and women have gotten into weightlifting and stuff like that. But I feel like this meme, this like global meme of men are stronger than women is so damaging to like children's psychology. You get little girls hearing men are stronger than women and like all these like truisms that are banded about. And it's like if you hear men are stronger than women, then it kind of like puts that in your head of like, well, I'm not even going to try to be strong then. What's the point if men are stronger than women? It's like all these little things that build up. And it's like, if you grow up with no role models, it's like that sort of thing. Like if there's no like strong women going, actually, you can be really strong. And like, there are tons of women that are way stronger than me. And I feel like you see people saying this stuff. And the people saying it, they're like puny weaklings who can't lift anything. And it's like, what is the point? Yeah, like the average guy versus the average girl for some sort of like strength contest. It seems obvious that the man is gonna win. Like that is just a no-brainer. But it's just like it's a weird thing just to like say as a truism, because I think if you put me in a ring with Ronda Rousey, she'd like kick my head in, or like a lot of female powerlifters would be able to outlift me very easily. So it's like, okay, which random woman and which random man are you actually putting up against each other? And like, okay, anyone in the world, like come and see if you can beat me in an arm wrestle. Like what? Who cares? First of all, who cares if you can beat me in an arm wrestle? Second of all, what is the point of strength apart from like violence? Are you saying men can out violence women? I mean, that's what it comes down to, really, isn't it? I think it's basically saying if it came down to a fight between a man and a woman, the man will win. And what is the purpose of that? Like, what kind of society are we trying to create where we're saying let's have a match of violence between a man and a woman, and every time a man is going to win? Like, what is the purpose of that? It's so weird. Like, I think being a dad, it makes you think, what is the point of saying stuff like that? Like, who are you trying to impress for a start? Like, who are you trying to impress by saying that? And yeah, like, who cares? It's such a weird thing to be proud of. Like, it's like supporting a football team. Like my football team is better than your football team. Like, what have you done for your football team apart from like watch a few of their matches? I don't know, like saying my gender is stronger than your gender, like female's gender, is such a, like, you've got no stake in it. Like you sit there and you're not stronger than most people, and you're saying because the world record for my gender is better than the world record for the female gender, therefore men are stronger than women. Like, it's such a weird thing. And I feel like I've read books recently where it's like talking about men versus women as these two sides that are like fighting against each other. There's that book, this Robert Webb book, where it's called How Not to Be a Boy. It's such a good book, like everyone in the world should read it. But he says that a lot of things that we're taught as a kid is so damaging. Like, boys are made of slugs and snails and puppy dog tails. Women are girls are made of sugar and spice and all things nice. All these kind of things which sound like so just like fine, and that's just the way people talk about stuff. It is like massively damaging to children's psyches. And what was the other book? Testosterone Rex. It's like an amazing book talking about how men and women don't actually, there's no like differentiation. It's very difficult to differentiate between like an individual man and an individual woman on like a ton of different metrics, and that's what it comes down to. Like I feel like if you took any man and any woman and took them into a gym and like trained them both really well, I think they could both get to really good levels. And I feel like we should be saying that every individual can do whatever like they're passionate about and they want to get into and stuff like that. And it's like not limiting people by saying like women can't be strong. I mean, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Like men are stronger than women. Women shouldn't even try to be strong. That's what we're trying to tell women. And I feel like we as a society need to do better at explaining to people this is the society we live in. Like everyone should be able to do the things that they want to get into. Like no one stops me from doing stuff that I want to do. And I feel like if someone said you can't do this, it would be like, well, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do based on my gender, based on like this 50-50 coin flip when I'm in utero and I don't have any say about it. And it's like, it's so dumb because you just have to go on Instagram for 2 seconds and you see like a million women that are way more built than like 99% of the men on the planet will be. It's such a weird like dichotomy to say men are stronger than women. It's really, it does bug me. And I feel like you just have to exercise your brain for 2 seconds to realize that actually, you know, you can be like anyone can be as intelligent as they want to be. They just need to put in the effort. Anyone can be as strong as they want to be. They just need to put in the effort. And obviously, there's like disabilities and there's things that hold people back, like physically, which is just the way it goes and stuff like that. And like some people are like naturally going to hit a ceiling where they're not going to be able to get further. But generally, like all things being equal, I just feel like we need to do better at the way we communicate about these sorts of things. But yeah, I just wanted to do a bit of a rant because I feel like there's just stuff that gets bandied about that has no business being treated as a truism. Like the whole way that boys and girls are sort of talked about and treated and looked at is so backwards. And obviously, like being a dad, it has affected me psychologically massively. And like reading books like that, it just really helps to kind of make you think. You know, it's not true. Like some of the stuff you get told as a kid, like man up and boys don't cry and stuff like that. And like if you hurt yourself, like boys are told not to cry and girls are kind of allowed to cry. And like the way that we play as kids, like obviously no boys when I was a kid were playing around with dolls and all the girls were playing around with dolls. There's all these things that like add up and build up until you get to this situation where there's like men are stronger than women are more caring than men enjoy violence, you know, all these things that are just like treated as truisms, and I feel like they're not. And it's like it's a weird system that we live in where things are just accepted as just the way they are, and there's people in the world that talk about things as being true, like gender is this dichotomy of men and women. And I mean that's not even true because you get people on the spectrum, like you get trans people, you get people who are like non-binary, all this kind of stuff, and it's like I don't know, it just seems really lazy. The way people talk about stuff is really lazy, and I feel like we just need to be more intelligent and more concerned with individuals. And it kind of annoys when people try to pigeonhole people, like that Myers-Briggs personality test. You know, I don't believe in any of that as well. I don't believe that people could get put in like 36 personality categories and stuff like that. Like I refuse to be put in a box. Like any kind of box you want to put me in, I refuse to be in it. Like if you say muscular people can't be intelligent, I refuse to believe that. If you want to say that you know men can't be emotional, men can't get upset about things, like or try to show their emotions in a constructive way, like we just need to get beyond that whole like idea of like you're in this box so this is how you have to act. It's like, and that's why I love RuPaul's Drag Race, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's people who are like breaking out of boxes and saying like fuck you, I do what I want. And I respect people who are just going about their business and are getting told on a daily basis, you shouldn't be doing that. Like that's totally wrong what you're doing. And like I don't even believe you're gay because I don't believe in homosexuality. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna put up with any of that. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And yeah, I love it. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. I'm running out of saliva in my mouth, but yeah, I'm looking pretty good today. Not too bad. Got some gains. Yeah, men get more muscular than women. million women out there who are more muscular than me. I promise you, it is absolute madness to say these sorts of things. It's just weird. But yeah, feeling a bit stiff. But yeah, anyway, that's all I want to talk about. You take care. Bye bye.